double. My favourite bit in the box, for reasons you'll soon learn. So, when the game was first invented, what was happening was people were bidding to contracts they were going to make, and then the opponents were bidding something daft over it to stop them making their contract. And this point scoring system was constructed in a way where it was rewarding the players being daft. So someone had bid to 4 hearts, they're about to make 620. Oh no, I'll bid 5 clubs and I'll go off 5 and I don't care because you're only going to score 250. So there was a problem. And what it meant was really it became a game of going off and no one ever made anything. So instead, what happened was very quickly they invented a card to punish people for bidding too much. And in the very early games of bridge, it was all about money. You were betting on the points you were going to score. So this double essentially said, I double my bet that you're not going to make that contract. I.e., you silly person, you're going off. So that is called a penalty double. You're doubling for penalties. Now when we play the game nowadays, we don't actually play for money. Well, I mean, you can, but we play for points. So when you double someone, it says, I'm increasing the stake of this hand. If you go off, we're going to be rewarded. If you make it, you're going to be rewarded. Okay, so that's a penalty double, and that is a classic use of a double. And that's what double was used for right until the early 20th century. We only had one type of double. It was very clear, when you play the double card, it meant whatever the opponents are playing in, they're not going to make it. Now, some clever person realised that it's not very useful to use a double at the 1s and 2s level, because it's incredibly rare that the opponents bid, let's say, 1 spade, and you don't think they're going to make 1 spade. That's very rare. That means you've got stacks of spades. It's incredibly rare, basically, that they're not going to get 7 tricks in spades. So they invented a different meaning for the double at the lower levels. So at the high levels, it still means penalties. You're not going to make your contract of 6 hearts or 5 clubs or whatever they're in. Whereas at the lower levels, we don't need it for penalties because it's just useless as penalties, because you never have a penalty double of 1 spade, or you very rarely have a penalty double. So they came up with a bid called a takeout double. Now a takeout double is a way of getting into the bidding without actually bidding a suit. And what it says is, I would have opened the bidding, but they got there first. So it's a really useful bid because it gets your side in and amongst the action without having to overcall. So it's a very useful bid when you don't have a 5-card suit to overcall. So you want to do something, but you can't bid anything, because now you're an overcaller, you need 5 cards to bid a suit. That's what a takeout double is very useful for. The reason it's called takeout is because when the opponents open, let's say, 1 spade, and you double, we're east for the time being, you double, that says take us out of spades. So I don't want to play in their suit, let's play in our fit, wherever that may be. It's very useful because it's very flexible. Whatever suit our partner has, they're going to bid it. That's what you're asking them to do. Please bid something sensible. So to make a takeout double of an opening bid, you need 3 things, which I've written up there. And it has a very useful acronym of SOS. If you like acronyms, that's the way you remember things. So the acronym for takeout double is SOS. So you need 3 things. One of them is shortage. So you must have shortage in that suit, the suit that the baddies were about to play. That's because if you want to be taken out of spades, you need to not have spades, because otherwise you don't want to be taken out of spades, you want them to play in spades. So you need shortage in their suit. Now shortage is 2 cards or less, or 2 cards or fewer, I should say. If you have 3 or more cards in their suit, you don't have the right shape for a takeout double. So shortage is important. You need an opening hand. The reason you need an opening hand is because one of the opponents has declared an opening hand. So because they've got an opening hand, to compete with them, you need roughly the same. So you need an opening hand. And the third thing you need is support. That means support for any suit that isn't the suit you're doubling. So support is, I suppose I'll put these numbers in brackets, 2 minus is shortage, so 2 or fewer, support is 3 or more. So in this instance, you need at least 3 cards in hearts, diamonds and clubs. If you're about, all 3, yeah. If you're about to make a double, thinking it'll be alright as long as they don't bid insert suit here, they're going to bid insert suit here, because they've got that suit. If you had, let's say, 2 spades and 2 diamonds and 5-4, you double thinking, well, as long as they bid hearts or clubs will be alright. They're going to bid diamonds because there's 11 diamonds out there. Someone's got them. So they're far more likely to bid the suit you can't tolerate. So you need to be able to tolerate our partner bidding any one of the other suits. The takeout double is a hand to get you out of spades, but if you had just a single suited hand, let's say 6 hearts, you would just bid hearts. The ideal shape for a takeout double, just moving this double over a little bit, the ideal shape, the teacher's dream shape, which never happens, is 1, 4, 4, 4. When you pick up the 1, 4, 4 forehand with let's say 13 points, you're thinking, please open 1 spade, please open 1 spade, please open 1 spade, because it gets your hand off your chest like that. They open 1 spade, you double saying bid one of the other suits. Your hand's done. That's it now. You found your fit wherever it is. Your partner's going to bid one of the suits, whichever one they've got cards in.